Beyond Technical. Competitive gaming.
Hi everybody, welcome to an episode of Beyond Technical, basically my little show about me where I play video games and try to win and teach you guys a little bit while I do it. I like talking, so that's probably what I'm going to do that's a little bit different than other places. I'm going to basically just ramble and rant while I play League and see if my recording will actually finally work. So, I hope you guys enjoy some commentary because I will probably have a whole lot of things to say. Again, I like to try and teach as I play. So I'm around, actually I've been losing, I've lost like 10 games lately. They're pretty decent scores too, I don't know why I'm going down so much. But I'm approximately a 1800 ELO player, somewhere in that region, kind of gold 1, gold 2. And I primarily play AD carry. Clearly it's ranked, so you should know every role, but honestly know one role really well and then know the other roles enough that you don't feed when you play them, and you'll do really well in ranked. So I started off this season at about 1200 ELO, somewhere in the low silver. Silver wasn't a thing when I started. And I've slowly climbed from about 1200 to 1800. I'm looking to crack my way into 2K range. We'll see if I can pull that off in the next little while. I definitely find it goes up a lot faster if you have a good duo. I had to duo as mine for a while, but not anymore, so I've kind of slowed down on my progression. Anyways, sorry, I'm just making sure everything's working if you catch me looking over a whole lot. So, champion select. I will discuss this kind of as we go. Right now we're just doing bans. I'm sure most of you probably understand bans to some degree. I personally have my trio of bans I like to go with in solo queue. Now the important thing to understand that a lot of people overlook is that solo queue and professional gamers are very different things. They're two different games entirely. So when you watch like one of the pro players go top and they're like, oh yeah, check out my new top fiddlesticks, it's so awesome, and they like win and go like 10-2 and you're like, oh my god, that was amazing. Don't do that. Okay, one, you're not a professional player, and two, if you go top fiddlesticks and you don't know how to top fiddlesticks, or like this weird meta they've invented, there's a lot of factors people don't really consider. The biggest one is team composition. So this is the reason that I have my three big bans: Amumu, Blitzcrank, and Malphite. You want to get rid of them because there's Malphite. Yeah, you see they've all been banned this game. You want to get rid of them because they are the biggest I don't know how to play against them. Oh god, I'm dying a lot kind of heroes. I personally play AD carry, so I don't mind Blitzcrank in the lane at all. I don't really think he's all that powerful. But late game, he does a lot of pulls, and if he pulls one person into their team, there goes your team fight. So it's really just not worth leaving him in the game. Amumu's the same way. Not overly strong. If you counter jungle him properly, he's pretty much worthless. But if you Amumu and you do okay, and then you come in and you ulti the whole team, that sort of things get problematic, and people don't know to split. Long story short, just go with the typical bans if you're not at the top tier. Don't play top tier. Don't play mid tier and like your top tier. It's not one of those dress for the job you want things. It's like I've been doing well on Ezreal. We have some decent damage already, but I think I'm going to Misfortune. Fiddlesticks.
Fortune doesn't favor fools.
See, I like Misfortune because she's a very strong AD. That's kind of what I feel like playing right now. However, the problem with Misfortune is that she doesn't have her own escape, so she needs peels and support. And this guy picks up Warwick. Okay, I'm kind of glad I went MF now. So the role that I can talk about the most, and I probably will talk about the most, is AD carry. So Misfortune is a phenomenal AD carry. She hits really hard. Her trades are really, really strong, and she's got her strut, which is fantastic. Now, creeps knocking off strut is kind of annoying. I don't really like when, you know, you're trying to, I don't know. They changed it on Teemo, but not MF, and I kind of understand why, because MF could do like a really disgustingly strong lane rundown. But I still feel like you should just have to hit her yourself. Creep shouldn't do it. Either way, her strut gives her a lot of mobility, which makes dodging attacks pretty easy in lane. So, strong AD, I really like her. The problem is, the reason I play Ezreal 90% of the time, or Graves, or somebody with a dash or mobility move, is because in solo queue, supports are usually just like this. We have our bottom last pick support, and when the last pick gets support, it's usually somebody being forced into it, and they aren't very good at it. So they don't understand how to play. They just pick a hero, and then they just kind of like, they'll back at random times, and they'll leave you. I had a Thresh last game that backed at a really bad time, and I said something along the lines of like, hey Thresh, please don't back. Like, when I need you to stay in lane. And he told me something along the lines of like, shut up, I needed you back. I was almost dead. And I just went on a little tirade about how important his backing was. And I said like, listen, that was a bad time. And then eventually it got to, you know, like bickering. And then he said like, fuck you, and went AFK. So that would have screwed me pretty hard. I mean, I lost the game anyways, but that would have, on MF, you're done. You need your support hero there. You cannot go and farm. But on Ezreal, at least you can Q farm. And because of his flash, they actually tried to 2v1 me for a long time, and they went in on me and tried to kill me on tower, and I flashed around a bunch. I got a double kill, like soloing the lane. So that's why I like Ezreal, because he has a lot of solo control. And in solo queue, that's a good thing to have in heroes. So again, I'm just going to rant and rave the whole time. I'm already missing lots of stuff about team composition. Team composition is really, really, really important, guys. Don't overlook team composition. How you build your team means everything. Oh, there's a raid call. Whatever. So I'll go over this team composition, for example. As you pick a team, you can't just pick your favorite champion every time. I know that kind of works for some people, but you need to pick champions that fit into team compositions. So they have Fiddlesticks, which right away means, okay, they're going to do lots of AoE damage with him. He's apparently, yeah, he's lane Fiddlesticks as well, so whoever fights him hopefully will beat him, because if he gets fed, he's actually not a bad hero. But if he doesn't get fed or he goes even, he's kind of weak. I don't really like having Fiddlesticks on the team. I think he's too much of a gamble. But he's going to fear. Now, Fiddlesticks is an AD shutdown. You can't play AD against Fiddlesticks without cleanse. If you see the other team go Fiddlesticks, you pick cleanse, okay? Fiddlesticks means you cleanse. Stuff like Sona usually means you want to pick a cleanse. Taric, sometimes I might go with barrier, but usually cleanse. Cleanse is super important. It also gets off exhaust. So you see we've got Fiddlesticks. Oh yeah, you support, never mind, not lane Fiddlesticks, Aurelian, Victor, duh. So support Fiddlesticks, absolutely cleanse. He can't fear you, he can't do anything. He is going to be worthless late game. He's not going to have any AP build up. He's not going to have any damage output. So all he's got is his fear. If you shut down his fear with a cleanse, done, Fiddlesticks over. We have Warwick, which I'm not a huge fan of Warwick. He's got a really strong ultimate and a lot of sustain, but he doesn't have any AoE control. He's not overly scary. His damage output isn't great either. So I think Hecarim is a much stronger jungle, because Hecarim has his dive, he has good gank potential because of his run speed, he has plenty of damage output, he also does AoE damage, and he's also a bigger character. Larger character models are really good for getting in the way. People tend to just focus them more often. So he's great. He can chase an AD all over the place. Warwick, he's got his ulti and that's that. He ultis me, I pop, or if their Caitlyn gets a belt and cleanses, done. That's no more Warwick ulti. The jungle's not useful. Hecarim ultis onto my head, I'm gonna get feared, and even if I like cleanse that off, I'm still gonna have Hecarim right in my face. So this is why team composition is very important. You kind of think of the stronger and weaker heroes individually, but think of them as a whole. Now we've got one guy that's not connecting, so I'm sure I have a ridiculously long time to talk about this. Oh, there we go. I hope that guy comes back, because 4v5 is not easy to win. Now I have a Thresh, and they have a support Fiddlesticks, which means they're hoping to harass me because this is kind of like a kill lane. So I'm going to go Doran's because I want a little bit of health regen, and I find that if I use Doran's properly, I can get more health than 2 pots. Now, if I have a healing support, I often go Longsword 2 pots, so I can transition right into that Bloodthirster faster. Okay, but let me finish up team composition before I get into builds on AD carries. So their team comp is, they're pretty strong. They have a Hecarim for initiating, Fiddlesticks can AoE, Victor does a good amount of damage, Caitlyn falls off a little bit in the end, but Aurelia is really strong. So what they're going to do is they have a Hecarim Aurelia, which means I'm going to die. That's how this game's going to go. They're going to kill me. There's not much I can do about it. I can hope for the best, but yeah, Cho'Gath's still AFK. I can hope for the best, but chances are they're going to kill me. So let me just downsize this, see if I can get my frame rate up from 14. There we go, 60, that's better. So yeah, this is a scary game for me because their team comp has a really strong dive on the MF, which means my ulti is going to be really, really difficult to pull off. But we have Ahri, who is a very difficult champion to dive on. We have Cho'Gath, who's good at getting in the way, and Warwick will kind of run around. Thresh is going to have to peel. If he peels properly, which, cross my fingers here, this could go really well for us. Thresh is probably the best peeling support in the game. Early game, he's strong with his aggression. Late game, he's strong with his peeling. He can hook them off, push them off, lantern you around, drop his ulti. Like, every move he has is a peel. Whereas most ADs maybe, or most supports maybe have 1 or 2. So, Their team fight is, I'm going to say, a little stronger than ours. But I personally believe that the AD carry is going to be important in this one, because Caitlyn's not going to do nearly as much damage as Misfortune will. So this game could be up to me, which I like, because when the game's up to me, I feel like I have a little more control. So I need to be very, very careful in lane and do a good job. Let's not steal that on him. It's Warwick, he's got plenty of sustain. Okay, now I like MF Strut because it kind of gets you back here a little faster, hopefully before I miss this one. Nah, I'm going to miss it. No XP for me. Which is why you pull off the blue a little earlier if you want that, but I like to just get the jungler rolling personally. I actually like to personally do golems if possible, which it looks like they did. But Caitlyn doesn't have any longevity with her sustain, she has pots. So once she's through those, we can force her out of the lane. Fiddlesticks is going to be annoying, sure. But nothing too bad. I can get rid of this trap, because they're in a bad position to punish me for it. So, as I said, I'm just going to kind of ramble and talk as I go. There's like there's a lot to League, there's a lot of champions, there's a lot of builds, there's a lot of team compositions. So I can't cover everything in one game, which is why I'm going to be making a lot of these videos. Congratulations, you guys have something to watch if you like it. Thresh is going to ward, which is not a terrible time for that, but it's a little bit risky because now they can kind of force him out and take some shots there. Just kind of unnecessary. What I need to watch out for basically is Fiddlestick's Fear. If I don't get feared, I should be fine. Clearly you want to keep your CS rolling, you don't want to miss too many creeps, but when I was in lower tier, or when I was in kind of like a silver tier, I found myself really focusing on CS, and it helped a lot because I was always farmed every game. Like I just made sure I hit every single CS, and like that was really cool. And as I get a little higher rated, I'm actually backing off of CS a little bit, and because I realized sometimes I was taking risks just to get one extra CS, and it's not really worth it. So if you're having troubles hitting your CS rates, which is usually about, you want to be about 100 at 15 on average, and you want to be at 200 at about 20, 25. So 100 at 15, you're not going to get 200 at 20, but you know, in a good game. The other thing you're going to learn is how to last hit on towers. Like this guy's going to get, I'm not going to get this one. Oh, I am, sweet. This one I need 2 shots, and then, oh, the creeps hit it too much. And then the back creeps you take 1 shot, and then you hit it. If Thresh lands a hook, I will go in and aggressively on Caitlyn. Other than that, I'm just going to farm. Supports control lanes. So, oops, I shot that. That was my bad. This one I can get. This one I want to kill before it gets in range, and I'm not going to get this one. So you get really comfortable with, ooh, that's going to be good. I'm just going to wait this out. Yep, I didn't have to flash. It's the other thing, don't waste flash, you don't have to. I could slowly catch up to her there, and she was running on the outside. Like this path is longer than this path, so that let me catch up to her. I had flash, I had my finger on F, all ready to go just in case, but that was a really nice hook, so make sure to let Thresh know that I appreciate him. Landing a good hook. Oh, missed that one. So, probably be mildly distracted from talking all this much, but I'm sure I'll get used to doing it pretty quickly. There's Fiddle's kind of phasing in and out of existence over there. So we got Hecarim here, which means we should be mildly careful. This Fiddles just looks like he's trying to, I don't know, bait out stupidity or something, but if Hecarim comes in, we can just kill him. See, now because my flash is up, I get to pick that up too. Oops. I didn't mean to hit that trap. Yeah, so now it's time to back, because I can afford a BF sword already, which means I'm at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. BF sword on MF is going to be pretty dumb for damage output. So if they do any trades with us, we're going to hurt them. I have a couple seconds of regen, which means I can save up for potion and then start running off, and I should hit full mana as I do. A lot of these little timing things you get just from playing a lot of League. The more you play, the better you're going to get at this kind of little stuff. The biggest thing I can tell you if you're new and you're trying to improve, though, is don't die. Literally, that's how I play the game. I pick heroes that don't die. I play back and don't die. I just don't die. I try and get CS and never die. And I found that just keeping my death count low does a lot more than keeping my kill count high, because it means my heroes, or in my lane, aren't strong to go fight the other lane. So let's say that you can go 5 and 5 in middle. Well, that means that middle, and because you don't lose gold in League, is now, yeah, I'm not going on that. That middle is now going to be 5 and 0 basically. Like they're going to have enough money from 5 kills to make up for the little bit of CS loss that they get. So if you give them 5 kills and then they go and fight bottom that's 0 and 0, they're going to kill your bottom lane because they're so much stronger than them. It's going to be a really uphill fight. So don't give them any kills. you know. I mean, if you can get a kill and get out, go for it, but if it's not like super safe, there's no reason to. As you've seen, all the kills I've gotten, I was nowhere even close to dying. I didn't take any risks so far, and that's how I'm going to have to play this lane out. So, hopefully, it looks like that Aurelia might get killed by Warwick. Warwick's at like full health. I don't know what Aurelia's at though. Try and keep a little bit of map awareness going on, but mostly worry about your lane and the position of their jungler and or middle if you're playing bottom. This is good. Thresh is calling the MIAs. I don't really care so much. Well, I mean, I like MIA calls, but it's usually, I listen to V-pings, personally. So if somebody needs to get back, ping them with a back. Don't ping like an MIA and assume, oh, they'll check the mini-map and know they should back up. Just give them like a few good V-pings right on top of their character and they'll back up. That way you can kind of control your teammates a little bit, because people do really listen to those pings. Hecarim's going to blue, so we should go cut that off. See, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about with map awareness. You need to be constantly, your eyes should be flicking. Actually, my eyes are kind of bugging me, they're flicking so much. Oh, I've got a red, so let's see if I can. So you see, I don't have any good way to catch up to him, so hopefully Thresh can pull something off here. That'll do. And yeah, so there's just a little bit of map awareness. Kept Ahri the blue, which is really important, and it got me another kill. And now their jungle is 0-2, and he's going to be very useless on a lot of ganks because he can't even go in. Now my cleanse is up, so we can fight this if Thresh really wants to, and I'm pretty far ahead of them, so the game gets really easy to win. I don't know if you guys have noticed, when you play, usually your team snowballs or feeds. Oh, this is... I don't like this. Yeah, this is too risky. And the tower's on me, which means I'm going to get out of here. They can clean her up. So I'm talking about no risks. If I'd taken even one more tower hit, it would have been a risk, so it's not worth doing. And we can push this tower or dragon. I guess dragon's probably a good choice. I'm going to roll my potions so that if they do come to dragon, I don't get one shot. And this game's looking pretty good so far. Now, 5-2 is not game over, but honestly, if we play properly, it's game over. Like, we are very far ahead of them. We're going to get a dragon. Lanes are all winning, 3-0, 80 carry, and the only person that's losing is Cho'Gath. So this Aurelia is going to have to make all the difference in the world, which means our jungle should put a little bit of focus on making sure that top doesn't get too snowballed, but he should also keep these other lanes going. Like, there's no reason not to come bottom because it's a very easy kill for me if like a Warwick ulti's one of them. It's such a one-sided lane so far that it's really easy. So if you see a lane that's feeding and you can't, if you're not really far ahead on jungle, don't go diving in there to try and help them. 2 heroes doesn't necessarily beat 1 farmed hero. It'll just waste your time and get everybody low on health, but you won't be able to actually finish them off. Now my teammates are trying really hard to make sure we don't win this by too much. See, right now we're only actually up my score. So my team is actually going 1 for 1, which is a little bit bad. I'd prefer... Ooh, I'm going to finish the Bloodthirst off already. I'd prefer if we just had, like, I'd prefer a 3-0 score to a 7-4. So this means right now, their Aurelia can easily kill me. And that's a hero that I'm afraid of. She dives 80 carries, that's her job. So our farmed hero can be shut down by their farmed hero, which means this game could go easily, or could go badly. See, but this is the other thing too. Toxicity. I will openly admit, I will yell at people and call them stupid sometimes. It's really, really hard not to. But it's not good. Don't do it if you can keep your cool. I mean, sometimes people just aggravate you to the point where you have to say something, and I totally understand that, but like, not arguing is very important. When people start arguing and bickering, they're down 3 kills right now. That's not that much. Their Aurelia is farmed, which can kill me. There's no reason for them to all be flipping on each other, but they're going to because, well, when you lose in this game, it's frustrating. And when someone gets snowballed, and it's not your fault, it's extra frustrating because, you know, if middle's 3-0, they can kill me, even though I didn't give them 3 kills. I've had plenty of games where I go 1-0 for 40 minutes and then I die 4 times because there's just nothing I can do anymore. So hopefully Warwick can help out top because we really don't need him down here. And my CS is going very well. My kills are super high. This is a good start for us. And Bloodthirst already with, you know, building up stacks at like 10 minutes or 11 minutes. It's going to be pretty disgusting. So now my goal in the game is to just keep my farm rolling. I want to just get a lot of CS. Oh. I actually kind of like him going in on this. That was a really bad Thresh ulti. I'm not tower diving because they're going to have fiddles. But yeah, I see that Hecarim going in. Oh, he's not going to kill him anyway. I'm good, thanks, Thresh. The Hecarim going in really didn't do much for them because he's so far behind me that I can just turn around and fight him. So even if they have 3 heroes, I'm not worried. And, you know, Caitlyn can shoot her Q all day, but it hits me for nothing, and what, 3 auto attacks, I'm back to full health. Like, snowballing is crazy in League of Legends. Getting ahead is not good. That's why you see those pro games and everybody just goes 0-0, because nobody wants to take a risk. So they'll only go in when their jungler shows up, and they'll like just passively farm and maybe get the odd little poke at each other, but nobody wants to commit to poking because it's too risky. The other team can back up and turn things around, and this is a double kill for me. So you don't fight the lane that's farming, or that's farmed. Now, I don't have enough flashes or cleanses or anything, so I'm gonna back now, even though I could probably just farm this. Yeah, I don't really know what they're doing. Okay, so what I want to do is start going. I would like to pick up some boots, but honestly, I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to get more AD right now. It's probably a little bit risky. He has Thresh on wards. Yeah, he's got plenty. Good. So again, my concept is just keep farming. That's how I'm thinking right now. We control objectives pretty well. We've gotten all the dragons. I'm 5-0, which is a great score. So I need to just keep doing this. This is why I kind of like picking Misfortune. 5-0 Misfortune is a lot more powerful than 5-0 in Ezreal. I like Ezreal, but he can't control the game nearly as well as MF can. An MF ulti can turn a whole team fight. One good Ezreal ulti, not really going to win it for you. But this Aurelia is finally getting shut down. So as I said, Warwick hopefully will go and start helping out top lane, because he was doing pretty well with bottom lane, so he's got a decent farm going on. And that's exactly what he did. He went up, and now Aurelia is 4-3, which is not amazing, because again, 4 kills. Oh, I'm not paying attention. I'm going to die for this. Nope, Thresh. Yes, Lantern. That was really good. Oh no! Victor! See, I was talking too much, I wasn't paying attention. And now they're all gonna get away at like 2 health. So, that was my bad. And now my teammates are gonna pay for my mistake as well. That was a really good Thresh Lantern though. Thresh is a disgustingly good support hero. Anybody who disagrees needs to play him. See, get a little bit too comfortable with your lead and you kind of throw it away. So just like they went top to camp Aurelia and it worked really well, everybody went pot to camp me and it kind of worked out for them. So I'm a little bit too far ahead to care too much about one death, but if I die once or twice more, we're not in the lead anymore. So again, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is mostly my score is the one that's keeping our team ahead, and I have the same amount of assists as everybody else. So individually, you can make a huge difference in League of Legends. When I was back in the ELO hell, I thought forever. Like in season 2, I went all the way from I started about 1200 again, I went up to about 1650, and then I fell back down and quit and stopped playing and just gave up and got frustrated. Season 3, I'm going up even higher, and I've realized now that like the higher rated you get, the more you realize, oh, I can control things. Like it gets very frustrating because you lose a lot of games, but I've lost like 6 or 7 in a row, and I'm still decently high rated. And it's because I've got a decent amount of control, and I'll probably win 8 or 9 in a row later on. That'll make up for it. But you just end up playing a lot of League, and when you're having a bad day or you're not doing very well and your scores aren't coming out of the game very well, it's it's up to you. You can control those losses. So it's surprising how much one fed lane can win the game, or one lane that doesn't die even just can make have a huge effect. Get rid of this ward so they don't come gank us. It's funny, if they don't have vision here, they're less likely to gank you. I don't know why. I mean, I guess they know that we have vision there, so they're gonna not go in that bush. And I don't really want to get ganked. I don't care to run back right now. I want to just keep farming because my CS is really high compared to everybody else, and that's how I want it to be. So I don't have a great way to catch her, but if Thresh can land an ulti on Caitlyn, I can pretty much ultimate her to death if she's not at full health. So it looks like they're getting blue. Victor's in middle. I don't know where their jungle is, but oh, there he's top. Cho'Gath's probably gonna die again because he's been doing that a lot. Land a hook on her because we have nothing to worry about. Oh, my W didn't turn on there. Ulti him.
Don't get caught.
Warwick ulti is up. Don't know.
Sure you can handle
Come on, Warwick.
it, Summoner.
You got one button to push. Just hit R. You can do it. Warwick, don't leave me here. Victor's gonna chase me. No, not the Caitlyn. The Victor. The Victor. Ah, now Hecarim's coming.
I know what I'm doing.
I want to keep farming, so I'm going to ward this to see if they're being aggressive. Since they aren't pushing up here, it makes me think that they're probably backing. Because there's really no reason to sit in that second bush there if you're going to try and gank me. Now my team's getting Dragon, which I should go help for, but their team's not going either, so I'm thinking they might not have it warded, and maybe staying in lane is better to keep them preoccupied. Preoccupied. Now this Hecarim's going to be sauntering up here, and I don't want to get caught alone. My teammates are all running up, which they shouldn't do. They should run down, but they're chasing somebody. There, that's the best I can do. I think I can kill his fiddles. Oh, did I get him? Oh, okay, yeah, we got him. Nice. So again, Misfortune, problem is she doesn't have an escape. She has strut. So you need to be very aware of what's going on. I'd like to go in on that, but my teammates seem to be fighting up here instead. Now I don't have an ulti, so we should probably get out of this. This Aurelia, again, is pretty fed. Now this is going to be a good fight. I'm out of mana. Walking. Alright. This is why being fed or not being fed is so important, because that fight right there was not that good. That choke and catcher, I'm surprised. Yeah, I think so. Because that fight wouldn't have gone in our favor if, you know, I wasn't so far ahead of everybody else. And the thing that makes me far ahead is, yeah, I have a ton of AD right now, but it's actually your levels. They're level 11 and 8, and I'm level 12. So when you're level 12, you can pretty much just kill anybody who's level 8. They don't stand much of a chance. So I'm going to go for my Infinity Edge. Then I'm going to get my boots and finally get some attack speed. And bottom's so pushed up now that I'll let them know I'm going to come take the red. My next thing that I'm going to do with Misfortune, that I've personally been trying this build out a little bit lately, is just a armor shred. So I'll get my Black Cleaver, and then if they build any armor, I will get a Last Whisper. And basically that's a huge amount of armor pen. Now I don't know the actual math on it, it's just I guess a sample build I'm doing. I'm trying to see if it works, but I really like it. I find it's really, it's really strong to just MF ulti basically and build her around her ultimate. Because it's still, her double up does a lot of damage, and that way you get a lot of damage in like 1 or 2 quick pokes instead of having to do like a rundown, where if you get like a Blade of the Rune King or something, you can run at them. Personally, I love Blade of the Rune King on heroes that can teleport, but not so much on heroes that can, or that can't kind of jump in and then pop it, because it's more of a surprise thing if you can jump in. It's like Ezreal or Graves, I really like it on them. With MF, I'm just going to level up her slow, so they can't get away. So there, I went and got my red, I did a little jungle farming. Now it's time to get back bottom so they can't push my tower. Towers are another thing that in lower yellow I never found anybody paying any attention to. Pushing towers early is pretty great. Get off of my stuff. I could probably have ultied her to death, but I don't want to get fiddle sphered right now. So right there, I don't know, most people would have probably gone in. 7 to 1, I can probably take them 2v1, but it's just a little safer not to. We got a big fight going on up here, so that's where most of their team's tied up. They're not paying too much attention to me. Now I'm being a little bit dumb right now and going in blind. I don't know where they are. I can't see them. I think they backed because that Caitlyn's so low. The odds of her jumping me right now with full health are very slim, and maybe I think I can probably do something risky here. Ah, she got out. See, that was just a waste of my summoners. They knew I was going to try and do something risky. They were ready for it. Let's see, I'll try one more risky play. Ah, his flash is down too. Alright, so there goes some flashes for everybody. Perfect, level 14. So the biggest thing too to check is like your team CS. I like to keep an eye on that. See how everybody's doing. 17 to 12 is only a 5-kill lead, and since I'm up 6 kills, that's literally all on my shoulders. My teammates are not leading in terms of kills. They're dying as many times as they're getting kills, which sucks because then they have stuff like 6-1 Victor. Now 6-1 Victor can fight a 7-1 MF. If they just realize, okay, MF's getting far ahead, let's just let her keep doing her thing and not give them any kills, that would have been nice. Instead, they gave them a bunch of kills, and now Victor is a definite threat to me. So Victor and Aurelia are my 2 threats. The other 3 should be easy to kill, and they're also lower level. Well, Aurelia and Caitlyn are caught up. But. So I need to be careful of those 2 heroes specifically. I don't want to go engage a 1v1 against them because it's too risky. I can 1v1 Hecarim and Fiddles and Caitlyn, no problem though.
I know what I'm doing.
So I have 25 seconds on my ulti, which means I don't want to get into any team fights or anything for a little bit. The rest of my team ults are up except for Thresh. And he's just down bottom. What are you doing? Get out of there, you're gonna die.
Step 2.
Paying very little attention to the map, and so here we can maybe go save him. Or at least pick up kills for him dying. But no, he got caught and just had horrendous positioning there. So now they're probably going to take bottom tower for that. So instead of there's something in my eye. Instead of trying to go and defend that, because I'll show up late and they'll probably take it anyways, we can maybe do some damage or take middle tower. And this is actually a good trade for our team. So yeah, but we basically, you try and make the best of it. If your teammates are feeding or they're dying somewhere or getting ganked somewhere, you can look around the map and try and make something of it. We might be able to catch this Hecarim. So yeah, they can go bot and defend it, I can go top and defend it. If I do catch Hecarim, he'll probably just ulti or flash out or something. Does he have Ghost? No, he went flash, okay. He's not gonna Ghost out, he's just gonna Hecarim away. Ah, there he goes, ultiing away. So yeah, that was good. He can, kill my tower and get away, but at least I can get him out of there, burn his ulti, so he won't be able to gank anybody with it for a few minutes. Or like 1 minute. And my teammates seem to be doing alright kind of without me, which I like seeing. It means that you don't have to be, like, I'm not, the AD carry can be the backbone, but you can't be every bone, so. If you're the rest of the team, hopefully you're providing some bones. So there's no way to keep saying the word bone and not get sexual. Just gonna leave it at that. So their positioning is good. They're on Dragon. I probably should have not shoved that lane and just gone down and joined them right away. It's the little positioning thing I could be working on. And then that one time I wasn't paying attention, I got that death, which was really bad. I shouldn't have done that. If I wasn't so far ahead, it could have been a game-breaking decision to do that. One death can let your lane snowball, so you need to be super careful. If you get killed, no more fighting, like no more taking any risks, only fight with the advantage, that kind of stuff. So as I was saying earlier, around 20-25 minutes, you'd like to hit 200 if possible. That's right where I am, and I've gotten a lot of kills. So that's a really nice solid CS. Trying to see what my teammates are up to. I try and use idle time like as I'm running somewhere, and now I can, like I'm farming this, I can check here, I can check here, I can come back to my hero. Use that time to poke around and kind of figure out what's going on with their team. So maybe have something happening here. Let's see if he walked away. I think he probably went back down, but we could have lost his vision of him. Yeah, I believe he's gone. So now I can go buy a few things or fight. Yeah, this is gonna be a good ulti. Oh, he's already caught. There's another kill for me, and Aurelia now. Oh, why did she not jump at me? See, this is gonna be an easy kill, because when you're not getting shot on an AD or focused at all, and you don't have to run away, you can just auto-attack the whole time, you do really good damage. Which is why peeling for your AD is so important, because if they're able to attack, they can usually kill everybody. But if the AD's running the whole time, they don't do a lot of damage when they run, so try and keep that in mind as well. The other thing I really personally like is stats. Try and keep your stats high. If you're getting a good KD almost every game on an AD, you're going to start doing really well. Let's get out this way. Cho'Gath, he'll be fine. He's Cho'Gath, he's got armor.
Sure you can handle me?
If she chases, I will get her off for him. So everybody kind of helps each other, and you massively just retreat. I've got 6 seconds on my slow, so Ari should probably be clearing that, but she's not paying any attention to the map. Or she thinks she's going to come kill somebody or something, but they'll give up. So in terms of farming, here's a quick tip. Always farm. If you can, like this lane right here, I can probably clear it and then back. So you have to choose your backs because you want to be relevant for the next team fight. But like right now, we clearly have some time. Everybody's back in the base. Like I could kill this back and then still catch up to everybody, no problem. So that'll give me just enough money to finish up my cleaver, and now I have some armor pen, which makes MF's ulti so much stronger. And cleaver's really good on her because you get a good amount of AD, get a good amount of health, you get a decent amount of armor pen, and when I was looking earlier, they've got 1 armor item, 2 armor items, so they're starting to build up some armor, which means I'm going to do this little anti-armor build I've been going, so that I can keep killing the bruisers that get on me. So MF is a very stand there and like hold your ground kind of AD carry. You don't do a lot of falling back on her. Oh wow, I paid no attention to my mana. Whoops. I don't think I agree with you on this one, Warwick. But I do think we can pick up some easy kills with this. Speaking of the armor shred. So now I agree with Warwick. And this is a good idea. Baron is not worth risking your team's lives for. If their team can respond, like they have 2 dead and 1 bottom, they can't respond to this. But even if they have like 4 up and they're around Baron, and you're not like able to kill him without taking any damage, it's not really worth it. Because it's too risky. Just risks. That's League of Legends. Risk versus reward. Is it worth taking the risk? When I just ultied that whole team, I wasn't taking any risks. They were all running away. If they're running away, there's no risk. It's when you chase them and they turn around, that's when it gets risky. So chasing and stuff is risky. If you can't kill them right then and there, you have to seriously ask yourself, like, okay, should I be doing this or should I be backing, or kind of what's the next step? So the other thing too is farming. You'll notice that I have a ton of items. I'm super fed. I could just be running around trying to like kill this guy and kill this guy, but I don't do that. I just keep farming. The whole game you want to stay ahead. 240 CS is like 60 CS higher than Caitlyn, so I have a pretty gigantic lead, and you know there's not much to really say beyond that. Like I have a huge lead on her. Just keep it that way. If you're 60 CS behind somebody and you're fed, like if I'm 9-1 and she's 5-4, but she has a 60 CS lead, we're probably even in money. And money wins League of Legends. Money and levels. So level 12 Fiddlesticks, pretty easy for level 17 MF to kill. You don't want to be level 12 when someone else is level 17, especially not in the same lane as you. Although the support should be a lower level than the AD. Generally just happens over time because they're not there for as many kills, or... What are they trying to do? Let's push. So this fight's about to break out, but I can grab a couple more CS before it does. And now my team's together. And as the AD carry, kind of strutting into the back is not a bad spot to be. You want to be, I guess, safe at all times. So right now, if they jump my team, I'm perfect position. I can jump in and fight, but I'm not going to get, they're not going to jump me first. Which is really rough for me because I'm an aggressive player. I like being out front. So League took me a long time to adjust to. And wait for it, here we go. Ulti. So you see, I've also been hitting this tower while this fight's been going on, so... And I'm way too fed for that to be working. And I have lots of lifesteal, so I'll be able to take this tower now. You see, I didn't ulti immediately, even though they were kind of clustered together. I waited for my opportunity, and I stayed at the back, which is really important on Misfortune. If this Cho'Gath can land a stun, I'll go on her. Other than that, let's get out. Nope, I didn't think that. I disagree. I think that's too risky, but we can take Dragon. They've got Fiddles and Caitlyn up, and they've got these other guys spawning second or two, and I don't have flashy escapes, and Cho'Gath is half dead, so he's going to take that risk anyways. I'm going to take a safe Dragon, which just gives us an even further lead. If they were all dead, I would have gladly taken the tower. Taking a tower is, you know, definitely worth it, but... So now again, I could back right now, or I could kill this big creep wave, and then I could back. And I'm pretty safe. They're not going to push anything. There's not going to be a huge team fight in the next 10 seconds because Cho'Gath just had to back and they're just respawning. So might as well take that advantage and get these lanes shoved up. The further shoved up your lanes are, the more opportunity you have to go wherever you want to go on the map and, you know, clean up. So I think if I sell that, 1,000 gold, yep. And then I can get a Giant's Belt. So now I've got 430 AD, I've got massive armor penetration. I'm not entirely sure these stack mathematically. Maybe actually somebody could post that if you know. Are they additive or multiplicative? Like, is it 35% and then another 25%? So is it a straight, you know, need to get this red. Sorry, 60% pen, or is it like somewhere in the range of, I guess, 40% because it's multiplicative? Be like 35 times 25%. I don't know, there's a lot of math behind that. I'm not going to try and get into explaining that while I play. Too much to think about.
You can handle me, summoner.
Understanding the math behind your decisions can be really good. Usually there's somebody else out there who's done it for you if you're not really big on doing your math. Now these guys are probably, or they're already in a fight. So I should definitely not be pushing up. But the Hecarim wants to come die, so why not? Let's give him his wish. And the farmed MF shows up to save the day. Thresh managed to get that one. Now Hecarim got out, but again, he didn't ulti our team. Or no, he didn't. He did die. He didn't ulti our team. He just ran beside me and dying. And like I have enough armor pen and damage and lifesteal that like Hecarim can't even hurt me at this point in the game. And usually, if he's fed and I'm not, it's a very different story. Like, you know, Hecarim's very scary for an MF to fight. So let's see if I can cut up behind this Caitlyn. I think I can. Oh, she's paying some attention. Thought I could take Fiddles down. Yeah, this game's clearly over. If anybody hasn't realized that by now. 13-1 is a pretty good score. So, and, especially on an AD like MF, which is a very, very heavy carry. Now, I don't want to fight them, but I also don't want them to fight me. So I'm going to try and do some damage and stay back. If I just rammed my face in there, it'd be a little bit too risky. I couldn't get in there in time. See if I can't finish this guy off. Alright. So I died, which I guess is bad. There's my second one of the game. I got a little bit too greedy and pushy, and I shouldn't have. I'm going to pick up a Frozen Mallet even. But I'm fully loaded, locked and loaded on items, which is pretty much as perfect as I can personally say you can get on Misfortune, aside from upgrading your boots with the Fervor or something. I forget what it's actually called. Furor, not Fervor. And then you see at the same time, Caitlyn has 2 items finished and half of her Blade of the Rune King finished. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items finished in the same amount of time. And Caitlyn as well, even if we were exactly even, she actually scales pretty badly compared to most other AD carries. She doesn't have a steroid, which is the attack speed boost. So when I activate that, I have a 50% attack speed boost for 6 seconds. She doesn't get the bleed either. She gets her headshot. That's about it for assisting her damage output. And her Q button, which deals huge damage in the beginning of the game, slowly scales off. And because of the pierce reduction on it, it only hurts certain characters. So it's really well, or does really well in lane, and then it kind of scales off pretty harshly afterwards. Her traps are useful. Like, she can't get killed very well. She's good at kiting. But personally, if I'm going to play a kiting AD, I'd rather play Ezreal. He can blink back and just keep Q buttoning as he backs up. And he does really good damage. Or Graves is really good for kiting because he can just dash over and over while he's shooting. And that gives him a huge steroid, so he has a lot more damage output. So if he's going forward, he also deals more damage. So you can see I'm critting for over 1,000 on creeps, and I have a huge amount of armor pens, so I'll be hitting heroes for roughly the same amount. A little bit less, clearly. They'll have more armor than a golem. Alright, so this is kind of risky because I'd rather have a little, or pink warding here is bad. It probably would have been better if we put it here. But we're really far ahead of them, so if they jump in, I'll just ulti this way and they'll all die. And this Hecarim just loves dying. Here comes the ulti. And again, you just stand your ground. Oh, I got stunned. Oh, I got trapped. I didn't see that. Alright, so this Victor thinks he's going to get out, but let's give him a surprise. Boo. and that's why you can Baron. That's a really bad Baron, except that we're that far ahead, so it's worth it, and it's capable of doing it. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Again, I call this Beyond Technical, but it's basically just Matt playing video games. I play a lot of stuff at a pretty high level, so I've got some Street Fighter tutorials if you've ever wanted to play Street Fighter, and I'll keep pumping out League content. So if you guys like this, let me know. If there's a different way or style you'd like to hear the commentary, that would be fantastic to give me a heads up on that. And other than that, I'm making this content for you guys. I like playing games, and I like rambling on, and I love trying to teach what I've learned. So if you, oh good, looks like we haven't dropped any frames this whole show. So if you guys liked it, cool. Let me know if you want to see more or keep up with the show. Subscribe. I'll keep posting stuff on YouTube as we go. And I might even start firing up a stream if people are interested in watching me play and just kind of going on like this for, I guess, hours at a time while I ladder for the day. So I've got a lot of free time lately, which is awesome, so I can do this kind of stuff. If the free time goes away, you might see updates a lot less frequently. In the meantime, I'll pump it out whenever I've got time. So appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope these long type episodes aren't too bad. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. And there's a button to turn this off. There it is. Yeah, all right, now I'll see you.